What's up, you guys? Welcome to Aftershock, the World of Wrestling. I'm Aaron, aka Enigma, and today we're doing the WWE TLC 2015 review. So let's just get right on into it, you guys. Let's not waste any time. On the kickoff show, we have Paige disrespecting Ric Flair backstage, and Flair says that Charlotte is the best Divas champion of all time. Bold statement, eh? The kickoff match was Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Pre-match, Team Bad entered the ring, and they tried to be a female version of the New Day. I guess that's how it looked to me, and in my opinion, epically failed. You can't have two teams doing the same thing on the same show. Definitely one female, one male. You just can't do it, WWE. So you fail. The match was a perfect fit for the kickoff, I guess. It wasn't a boring match, but it was a kickoff match. You know what to expect. Sasha Banks wins via a bank statement after a Team Bad interference. Becky Lynch had Sasha in the disarmer, and Tamina distracted the ref. Naomi kicked Becky. Sasha hit the bank statement, pick up the W. On to the main show. The first match on the card was probably more than likely the best match on this card, and one of the best matches that's ever beheld my eyes, you guys, honestly. The New Day versus the Lucha Dragons versus the Usos in a triple threat tag team ladder match for the tag team titles. The Usos hit a double black hole slam, never seen that before. One of them, I don't remember which was which. One of them had them in the position, one of them had their feet, and they slung them around and hit the black hole slam. That was really cool. Never seen that done before. We've seen a lot of unique moves in this match. Kalisto's super Selena Del Sol off of the ladder, through a ladder onto Big E, was just one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. Mad props to these guys for pulling off that maneuver, especially Kalisto. Has to be scary getting that high in the air, especially when you're so small. Getting that high in the air and just seeing two ladders down below you, that's pretty scary, so hell yeah. The New Day retain after Kalisto was so close and Xavier hopped up on the apron, threw the trombone at Kalisto, and Kofi yanked him down and went up and got the titles. New Day retain. It was definitely, for me, about a 9 out of 10 stars easy. It was a great match, you guys. If you guys didn't catch TLC, definitely at least go back and try to watch that match, because it was definitely epic. Next match on the card, Rusev versus Ryback. It was a typical mediocre match, nothing special. There was a lot of back and forth power struggles. It was the same Ryback hit Lana, or Ryback pushed Rusev into Lana bullshit. Rusev wins via knockout by the Accolade. About a 4 or 5 of 10 for me. Nothing special here. Backstage, Reigns and Ambrose say they're going to make a bold statement tonight and win both of the titles. The next match on the card being for the U.S. Championship, Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger in a chairs match. And believe me, you guys, this was definitely... It literally was a chairs match. That's all you seen in the match was moves being used with chairs and people getting a chair beat down. That's all the match was. The fans chanted CM Punk, so definitely tells you something about the match. Swagger used the Patriot Lock with the chair. I thought that was kind of inventive, kind of really cool. Del Rio wins though with a double foot stomp to Swagger on a pile of chairs, and retains the U.S. title. About, I say, a 5.5 out of 10 stars for me. Next match on the card, the Wyatt family versus Team ECW. I refuse to call them Team Extreme because that is Matt, Jeff, and Lita, honestly. So I'm just going to call them Team ECW or Team Hardcore. The Wyatt family versus the Dudleys, Tommy Dreamer, and Rhino in an elimination tables match. Team ECW entered with tables that were marked and labeled Rowan, Harper, Strowman, and Bray. Roman was supposed to go through his labeled table, but as the reversal was beginning to happen, Devon rolled off the table and it actually broke. Unintended, not supposed to break, but it did. So I imagine he was supposed to go through that table with his own labeled name on it, but nonetheless, he did go through a table via a 3D. Rowan's eliminated. Rhino was actually eliminated via a Luke Harper Yakuza kick in the corner. Devon was eliminated via a Bray Wyatt Uranagi slam. Dreamer was eliminated via a Luke Harper suicide dive through a table. And at the end of the match, I really understand it, but I really didn't at the same time, because that's not going to happen. It's a new era here in WWE. Let's face it, they're not going to be going through flaming tables anymore unless something drastically changes. So I didn't like the flaming table tease with Bubba pouring the lighter fluid on the table and almost lighting it. I didn't like the tease because honestly, I'm a hardcore fan. I would have liked to have seen that. Afterwards, nonetheless, Bubba Ray was eliminated via a Strowman chokeslam. And the Wyatt family win. About a 6 of 10 for me. It wasn't the worst match, but it definitely wasn't the best either. Next match on the card, Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. Pre-match, Owens talks trash on the mic and said Ambrose's victory at Survivor Series was a fluke. This match was honestly a fairly good match for me, you guys. About a 7 of 10. There was a lot of reversals and high-impact moves. Ambrose actually ends up getting the win. Owens went up for the pop-up powerbomb. As he caught him, Ambrose flipped him around with a Frankensteiner, reversed it with the roll-up, and got the 1-2-3 for the win. So Dean Ambrose is our new Intercontinental Champion. I actually was in hopes that Kevin Owens would actually hold that title for a while and be a good heel Intercontinental Champion. But, I mean, we know how WWE does things. Definitely not. I'm not offended. I don't care. Dean Ambrose is a great champion too. Either one of those guys could have won, came out on top, and it would have been the same match results for me. So it was a pretty good match. Next match on the card, Paige versus Charlotte for the Divas title. It was slightly better than the last one, but still not so great for me. I don't like Charlotte doing... I mean, it's okay for her to come out there and do the strut or do the woo, but Charlotte is trying to beat Ric Flair in the ring now, and I definitely do not like it. She did the groggy, hesitated fall. She has Ric Flair's moveset now. It's not that cool to me. The storyline... The thing I don't like about this whole angle here is it seems like they're focusing on Ric Flair. They're not focusing on the title, or they're not focusing on pushing one of the divas. They're focused on somebody that isn't even in the match, isn't even wrestling, because he is related to the Divas champion. Yes, I do know Ric Flair is a legend in this industry. Wrestling probably wouldn't be today what it is without Ric Flair. Definitely a huge Ric Flair fan, but when it's your time, it's your time. Let's face it, Ric Flair's retired. It's okay for him to come back every now and then. That's good to see, but to have a storyline that's seemingly revolved around him when he's not even on the roster is kind of mind-blowing to me. So don't really like that fact. They should focus more on the wrestling and the girls and the title, to me. Finally, it's clear. Charlotte is the heel and Paige may be the face. The Paige turn is not that clear, not so clear, but it's definitely clear that Charlotte's going to be a heel now. So I guess it was doing kind of a double turn. Charlotte turning heel and Paige turning back face. So I guess that is what they're going to do there. Charlotte retains via ripping the turnbuckle pad off, pulling Paige into it, her head hit it, and a roll-up. So Charlotte retains the title. Post-match, Charlotte and Rick basically blow Becky Lynch off backstage. The next match, which is our main event of the evening, Roman Reigns versus Sheamus in a TLC match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It was surprisingly a good match for me. I've always been more supportive of these two guys than a lot of people has, especially Roman Reigns. I've believed in him a lot more than a lot of other people have, so they actually had a surprisingly good match. I didn't think the match would turn out that great, but it was actually a pretty good match for me. Sheamus hit the air raid siren through the table. Reigns hit a Samoan drop through a ladder and a Superman punch. He climbed up the ladder really quick, jumped off, hit Sheamus with a Superman punch, and he fell all the way off the ladder through a table. That was definitely really inventive, really cool to see. Rusev and Alberto Del Rio interfere, and for all their interference, they get Superman punched. And I'm asking this question again, just like Survivor Series. Where's Ambrose? Dean Ambrose is supposed to be Roman Reigns' brother, his best friend. But yeah, he's going to let Roman get jumped by these fools. It's kind of weird to me. Sheamus retains via a bro kick and climbing up the rumps to get the title. Post-match, I mean, we seen this playing out a little bit more. We seen Sheamus retaining. Let's be honest. Post-match, Reigns goes crazy, attacks Del Rio, Rusev, and Sheamus. All three, Triple H and a bunch of refs come out, and he actually ends up powerbombing Triple H onto a table. He didn't break through it, but he got on the next announcing table and jumped off it, put him through the table with an elbow drop, and apparently Triple H goes to the hospital. So we'll see how this plays out on Raw, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please super kick that like button and share it to your Facebook, Twitter, anything, so maybe some other wrestling fan out there can see this video. If you have any questions, comments, just a chat, you can always leave a comment down below, or my personal Facebook page is facebook.com/aaron.stroud.98. My Facebook fan community wrestling site is Aftershock the World of Wrestling. So, as always, guys, stay easy, and we'll see you next time. Peace.